welcome back to my channel. My name is Nurse Stray and we do true crime and homeopathic remedies here. Before we get started in today's remedy, go ahead and please hit that subscribe button so that you get to see me every week do a true crime story or a remedy, something that's going to entertain or help you in some way. Thank you for sticking with me today. Today we're talking about opioid and alcohol withdrawal. Now this, especially the opioid issue in the United States, at least at the moment, is a huge issue. It's something that I speak very passionately about. It's hit home several times in family and friends and just people in my community that I have seen who have great futures ahead of them. Opioids hit them for some reason or another and it's over. Their lives are literally over. So today we're talking about how are we gonna get through that? Like, if you have actually decided that it is time for you to, what are you crying about? What's the matter? What's the matter, kitty? This is Luna. Say hi, Luna. But if you have actually gone and actually taken that step and decided to get off of opiates or quit drinking alcohol, congratulations. Thank you on behalf of everyone in your family so much for making that decision. It was huge and you need to know that you can do this. You absolutely have support somewhere in your life, and if you don't, there are people out there that are willing to help you. Sponsors, helplines, rehabs. There's a lot of ways that you can get help with this. But today we want to focus on the actual homeopathic way to get off of it, because I feel like when you don't realize that this is a issue that has a homeopathic remedy, something that you can do at home in the privacy of your own home where no one has to know about it, and you don't have to put, waste 2 weeks to 2 months to 2 years in a rehab facility or jail because of it. It's so much better, of course. So first, I want to talk about the statistics of opioid and alcohol abuse. 650,000 opioids are prescribed each day in this country. That means a prescription goes to one person or another 650,000 times each fucking day. That's a lot. $55 billion is spent yearly on opioid addiction, and that's the equivalent that Disney makes in 1 year. That's crazy. Every 25 minutes, a baby is born with neonatal abstinence syndrome, which means that their mother was on some kind of opioid or alcohol and they were born with the addiction. 130 people die every day due to alcohol-related deaths. 2.1 million people had a opioid addiction in 2017. That was 3 years ago, so imagine what it is now. I'm going to insert a graph here. If you see your state and you see how bad the opioid issue is in your state, I'm sure it will shock you because it's gone up since then. And here's a graph that shows what it was like in the 1990s all the way to 2010, I think, of how rapid of a incline the opioid crisis has become over the years. And that was 10 years ago. It's crazy by now probably. And our government doesn't care. People have proven that the CIA has been responsible for bringing in opiates into the country before. So the only people that care are people who have either been through it or your family and friends. And we have to first learn how to pick out who's going to be that stable support system for me, that constant person that I can count on and stick with them. The people that are going to trigger you, that are going to make you want to use or drink, those people need to go. And you just simply say to them, I'm trying to clean up my life and you make me want to use. It's nothing offensive to that person, but while you're around them, it's not healthy for you and you're trying to get your life together. So we have to pick out those people and make our support system. When it comes to alcohol, 1 in 8 Americans are suffering from some form of alcohol addiction right now. 623,000 children from ages 12 to 18 have an alcohol addiction, and only 5% of them end up getting help for it. There's 6 deaths each day related to alcohol issues, whether they drank too much or had an accident. It's crazy, and this stuff is killing our kidneys and our livers. Y'all don't understand the implications that it has. Pills and drugs tear our liver and our kidneys up. Alcohol wrecks our liver to the point of no return, and it's just not good for us. Spiritually, mentally, physically, it sucks. So thank you for making the decision to stop doing it. You are so brave. So let's talk about the medicinal remedies that are actually out there, and there's not a lot to choose from. For opiates, you have methadone clinics that you can go to every morning and get your dose of methadone for the day and not be in withdrawal. I don't think it does a whole lot for you. You're still gonna feel withdrawal symptoms, just not as bad, and you're stuck on methadone literally for the rest of your life. It's just a replacement. Most of these things are just replacements. Suboxone is another form of a replacement. Really, it's a drug that they give you when you're in opioid withdrawal. When you try to come off of that Suboxone, you have withdrawals too, so it's like a catch-22. Nothing helps. And then on the other hand, Subutex is something that you can take that apparently you're not supposed to get addicted to, you're not supposed to withdraw from, you could quit at any time, but yet doctors still want to wean you down, so it doesn't sound like it is something that you wouldn't feel withdrawals from. And when it comes to alcohol, naltrexone is like the only thing out there, it seems, that y'all can get. And the way that naltrexone works is it's a pill, you take it every single day. If you end up drinking alcohol, it makes you severely sick, vomiting, diarrhea, all kind of issues, and it encourages you not to. I did come across a new drug called Declinol. Declinol.com, that's a mouthful. Declinol.com claims that the drug is all natural, it's safe, it's non-addictive, you won't feel withdrawals from it, and it just cuts your cravings for alcohol down. And that could be huge for some people and not so much for other people. The craving portion of a drug addiction or an alcohol addiction is it's one of the biggest reasons people relapse. And so if that would work for you, go for it. But what we want to focus on today is the things that you can do at home naturally. So for opioid dependency, if you want to come straight off of that opioid without any help from a doctor, you absolutely need to try something called Kratom. Kratom is, I think, Japanese in origin. It's an herb, and I think some of them even have CBD in them, which could be, I don't know, beneficial to you or not, depending on what you like to put into your body. And now CBD is not marijuana. I mean, it's marijuana, but it's not the drug in the marijuana that gets you high, so know that. But this right here is OPM, and it comes in a pill form, and it also comes in a tincture, like a liquid. The liquid shot you want to put under your tongue for 30 seconds and then swallow, and you should be good for a few hours with no issues. You're gonna still have a little bit of diarrhea, but you can always take Imodium for diarrhea. Imodium is an opiate that does not cross the blood-brain barrier, so it's not gonna get you high, but it works on your stomach to where it's like stopping you up close to what or opiates do to you, like constipate you. So you could take those two and get rid of the symptoms and actually feel good, have an epiphany. Some people feel like they've had an epiphany while they're on it of, I feel so good, why would I ever do drugs again? So there's different ways of going about it, but I will tell you that as it is a way for you to get through the withdrawal process of opioid addiction and abuse, it also, because of that feeling that it gives you, can be a replacement for the opioids. And guys, this stuff's expensive. I think like a little bottle of it this big, which is like 1 or 2 shots, can go upwards of $20 to $30 each. This is Viva Zen. It basically does the same exact thing, just doesn't give you like the euphoric vibes as much as the OPM Kratom does, but it's a lot cheaper. It's like $9.99 at the gas station. It's a whole lot easier to get, cheaper, everything, and it does the same trick. It gets you out of withdrawals fast. You drink the whole bottle, whatever you want to do, and you're fine. Same with this, you have to take Imodium with it to stop the shits, but it really helps with a lot of your cravings, the pain that comes along with opiate withdrawal, nausea, nausea, vomiting, stuff like that. It helps out a lot. So if you wanted a cheaper, easier to get alternative to the opium or any kind of kratom, y'all, any kind of kratom will work. I mean, there's a whole subculture out there that is like, loves this stuff. And like I said, this can be a replacement. If you just want to get through the withdrawals without having to, you know, like get something that's going to just replace it. And I'm not saying that Viva Zen or OPM, any kratom is going to like have a withdrawal process once you stop taking it, because if you take that for a long time, you're not going to have withdrawals. But like I said, you're replacing a drug with another drug basically, and you're not free of the chains that hold you to those drugs. So if you really just want to focus on getting through that withdrawal process and getting back to life, then these next remedies I'm about to show you are the way to go. Alright, this is aconite. Aconite can help with heart palpitations and fear. Sometimes people get like in this, especially if you're coming off of heroin, they get in this like paranoid mode. They get scared of every single thing. Something's bad's gonna happen, all that kind of stuff. Aconite can help with that. It comes in a tincture and it also comes in a tiny pill. Antinomium tarticum helps a lot with delirium and coughing and mucus. Some people will have like runny eyes, runny nose, mucus, sneezing, all that kind of stuff. This will help with that. Arsenicum is for anxiety or nervous people. It will definitely calm you down and make you feel a lot calmer so that you can handle the pain and handle all that anxious feeling that comes with withdrawal. Belladonna helps with fevers and hallucinations. This is Belladonna. It's also, it's like a tiny pill. Corcus, I had a hard time finding where you could buy Corcus, so I don't think it's very easy to get. So what I would recommend is using milk thistle. So milk thistle is a lot easier to get. You can get it at any grocery store or anywhere in a pill form. Milk thistle helps revive your liver. If you have cirrhosis, hepatitis, you know, you've used alcohol or drugs for a long time, you really need to rebuild your liver. And thank God our liver is one of our organs that can actually heal itself, regenerate itself. Your lungs are too. If you're a smoker and you quit smoking, the minute you quit, your lungs will start healing themselves. The liver though needs a little help to get those toxins out of it, because the liver is the organ of your body that mainly gets the toxins out of your blood, out of the food that you ingest and all that stuff. And sometimes they hang out in there. So you want to heal your liver with milk thistle. Those of you that have issues with insomnia, like you cannot sleep no matter what happens, a lot of people will go days and days without sleeping, and it's usually because of other symptoms, like you'll have cold sweats, or you're shaking a lot, or you're in pain, you're anxious, you're you're scared. Hyoscyamus can help with insomnia. It's a really great herb to help you sleep. But if you use hyoscyamus, make sure that you take it right before you're going to bed, because it'll really knock you out. Ipecac is good for nausea and vomiting. It's something that people used in America a long time ago. Like I remember my grandmother talking about Ipecac. Staph aureus is really good, and it's used by a lot of homeopathic doctors on females who have alcoholism. It helps them get off of the alcohol. And to get rid of cold sweats and weakness, you want to use Veratrum album. That comes in a tincture and in a small pill. So those are most of the symptoms that you get through withdrawal, but the next phase of coming off of alcohol and opiates is maintenance. A lot of people will relapse and do it again. They say in recovery programs that relapse is a part of recovery. It's just something that's going to happen, and accept it. And that is kind of controversial. It pisses a lot of people off when people say that, but for some people it's true. And so what you want to do is use these herbs and homeopathic remedies in low doses to maintain your sobriety. And you know, like some people months and years later still get some symptoms from their withdrawal syndrome. So You won't have to use as many like milligrams as you would during the withdrawal process, but you can use a low dose to maintain your sobriety. Corcus tincture is great for alcohol cravings. Like I said, a tincture is a liquid and it's not very expensive. What you would do is you would take it in the morning and like every single morning to make sure you don't have cravings throughout the day, and then not take it when you feel like you've overcome those cravings. And then once you feel the craving come on, just take that tincture and you should be fine. One of the biggest ways to stay sober throughout your life is to develop healthy eating habits and a healthy exercise program. You want to exercise 30 minutes about 3 times a week at least. Go on walks, go on hikes, go tubing, go to the lake, go swimming, you know, go out with friends dancing. Do something that is definitely going to keep you moving, because that's going to increase the level of serotonin and good chemicals in your brain that make you happy. And when you have those chemicals flowing through you, you usually don't want to use alcohol or drugs. And when you're on alcohol and drugs, your serotonin levels are plummeted. There's like nothing in you. So you really need to build that level back up, build your happiness back up, find out who you are as a person, try to remember what you liked before the alcohol and drugs, try those hobbies again, try new hobbies. Make sure that you use your friends and family anytime you need them, night or day. Go to an Alcoholics Anonymous class or a Narcotics Anonymous class. If not every week, go once to find a sponsor. A sponsor is someone who you can call at any time to help you get through cravings or hard situations. Say you got in a fight at a bar and you really feel like you need a drink, but you're an alcoholic. You call your sponsor, he's gonna or she's gonna talk you out of it. There's also a lot of helplines you can call. I'm going to leave every single one of these websites and hotlines in the description below in case you are or someone that you know is suffering with alcohol or drug abuse or addiction. Check out SAMHSA.gov to find resources for alcohol addiction and narcotic addiction. They will give you resources like referrals to a rehab facility or a detox center. They'll also get you in touch with like a local AA or NA meeting and stuff like that. And they're also there to just talk to you. If you don't have a sponsor or any support system, you can call up these hotlines, and they are people who have been in your situation before and know exactly how you feel. They will talk you through these problems. The biggest thing that I want you guys to know is that you can do this. You can get through the cravings. You can get through the everyday monotony of life not being high. You can get high on life. You can get high on other things other than drugs and alcohol, guys. Find your support system and believe in yourself. Be your own support system. You can do this. Put signs up all over your room or your bathroom to remind you that you are beautiful, intelligent, and you are awesome as a sober person. Yes, that's cliche, but you are. And always remember to consult a actual physician, doctor, for any of this. If you're gonna go natural on anything that you do, please consult your physician first, or someone that's got expertise in this field. You don't just want to go off in the distance and stop all of your medications by yourself, because seizures can happen, bad things can happen. So do this under the direction of a physician, and believe me, they don't have to turn you into some rehab facility. It's okay to talk to a doctor about your problem, I promise. But that's it for me today, guys. Make sure you do hit that subscribe button on the way out to see me every week giving advice, doing true crime, mysteries, and more. And leave me a comment about what you think about all this. Are you going to use any of this? What do you think about alcohol and drug abuse to begin with? And those numbers that I gave you at the beginning of the video, those are some staggering numbers. Let's start a healthy conversation down below. I'll see you guys next week. Bye.